Hello everyone, welcome to A Path for Progress. This is Matthew Kavitas as always, and I'm going to tell you today how your efforts have not been in vain. Recently there has been an uptick in people donating to good causes, calling their representatives and their senators as well as those of others in order to tell them, express to them what they want done, and there has been an uptick in just general activism, having your voice heard. A lot of people have worried that this might go in vain, that this is the strategy of the administration to essentially make everybody protest weary. But don't worry, it actually is getting stuff done. There's an MSNBC article, which I will link below, titled "Progressive Activism Takes Its Toll on Congressional Republicans." And basically what it talks about is how a lot of congressional Republicans are now avoiding their constituents, canceling town halls on Obamacare because they're worried about the backlash. Similarly, Sheldon Whitehouse, Democratic senator from Rhode Island, just a few days ago, almost a week ago, was essentially heckled out of a room by his constituents who are angry with him for voting to confirm Trump's CIA chief, who is, I should say, Mike Pompeo. So not only are the Republicans feeling this pressure, but the Democrats are too, and it's stiffening up their spines a lot more than we've seen in a long time, probably ever since the George W. Bush days. Even better news is that a lot of this pressure, again, is being felt on both sides. With the Betsy DeVos confirmation, it now looks like it won't happen. Recently, Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, as well as Susan Collins of Maine, both Republicans have come out and said they will not vote for Betsy DeVos for Secretary of Education, essentially ensuring that it will either be a deadlock and Mike Pence will have to have the deciding vote, or it won't happen if a few other Republicans falter. Of course, this assumes no Democrats will falter, but even one of the most conservative, Joe Manchin, have decided to jump on board. Now, this, of course, doesn't mean that the fight is over. We need to continuously pressure our Democratic and Republican legislators to do what we want. For the Supreme Court nomination, we need to make sure that Democrats don't fear the nuclear option. Because guess what? If they pass up the chance to have a fight over Neil Gorsuch, it's not going to matter the next time there's a Supreme Court opening, because they're just going to be stuck with the same situation. In fact, Republicans have already gone towards that by pushing to change Senate rules in order to steamroll Steven Mnuchin and Tom Price through, Donald Trump's nominees for Secretary of Treasury and Secretary of Health and Human Services. The other thing they can do, in an article by the Washington Post, is that they can force Mitch McConnell to use cloture motions. This essentially requires a much more clunky and time-expensive procedure in order to get things done. And in fact, Mitch McConnell used this against Harry Reid during the Obama years. Furthermore, it seems that the president himself is helping us out. In reference to a moment where Chuck Schumer expressed his dismay at the immigration ban, Donald Trump said that he saw Chuck Schumer with, quote, fake tears, and that his sympathy was faked. And since then, we've seen a noticeable stiffening in the back of Chuck Schumer, someone who originally was willing to be more pragmatic and work with the president. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and as always, remember, have malice toward none.